Roman and Solo spiced up the life of the Bloodline Civil War, spiced up the life. J-Pin Roman spiced up the life. What? Liv forgot her pants once again. Kier stopped thinking about it. Oh my, and she's like a long lost Spice Girl. Whoa. Shane turned on Ronda for no reason, and then we got EO handcuffing Bayley and Becky. Can I be next? All right. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Money in the Bank 2023 from the O2 Arena in London, England. I'm sorry for the delayed review and the terrible, terrible attempt to basically try to make Spice Up Your Life better. I only made it a whole lot worse. Yes, I'm a massive Spice Girls fan. I actually used to own Spice World on VHS. That's how old I am. And yeah, this actually was quite the show, mainly for the crowd. There were some good moments on the show. Roman Reigns, for the first time in nearly 4 years, got pinned. That's a big goddamn deal. Gee, when WWE sticks with something and actually goes through with something, holy shit, it's actually shocking. Actually, that's wrestling in general. You build something, you pay it off, and then, my God, the crowd explodes. Honestly, had it not been in London, I don't know if this show would have been as revered. The crowd was very inventive with some of their cheers and some of their chants, and I gotta be honest, so there were moments I didn't care for, but way more positives rather than negatives. And the main reason this show, or this review, is delayed is I was working, and then unfortunately, due to the fact that by the time I got home, the replay was delayed, I just got around to it now. It was quite energizing. So, they had an intro in the vein of James Bond. The age of Bond, the Bond age, as it were. And I will say that crowd from the moment that the pay-per-view went live, or premium live event, the UK crowds, they are something special. Mike Rome's hair is just weird. It's off-putting. I mean, who am I to really talk about hair? Huge pop for LA Knight. Yeah, for Nakamura. Major boos for Logan Paul. To be fair, I really think that if you like Logan Paul, you have to almost be on copious amounts of booze. But never, if you like Logan Paul, by the way, that's okay. Priest, Ricochet, Peter Dune, Escobar, Nakamura, LA Knight, yeah, and Logan Paul. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. By the way, if you hear what sounds like explosions, don't worry. It's just, I'm in an area where pretty much fireworks are launched like about 4 months out of the year, so it's fun. It's really, really fun. It's peaceful. It's so peaceful. Okay. Every time Logan even drew any kind of breath, shallow or otherwise, he got booed out of the building. They wanted him dead. I will give Logan credit as far as, well, not just being able to run, because Logan, how's the run going? He does take it seriously in the ring. He's a piece of shit otherwise, but he is taking it seriously and willing to take bumps. He doesn't have to. He could just go back to the NFT scams and abandoning pigs and doing other shit. But they wanted LA Knight to win. They really wanted LA Knight to win. Priest got trapped in the corner and was staring up at the spotlight. Logan said, hey, let's have an alliance. They set up 2 tables, and then Priest attacks him. You still suck chances as after Logan hit a splash on the Priest, who was on a ladder. And I'm sorry, but all the ladder matches that I've seen and all the erector set stuff and whatever, you've seen one Money in the Bank ladder match, you've seen them all. When they use the ladders to tell a story like, oh shit, oh this ladder spot happened inadvertently. Yes, you have to plan some stuff out because the furniture doesn't always cooperate, but so much of the stuff seemed pre-planned. There was a Spanish fly by Ricochet slamming Logan Paul into the tables, shattering one. LA Knight getting huge pops. I'm not against the idea of doing a match for, a title shot, but I'm just so burned out on ladder matches. So while there were good moments here, it was what it was. The crowd really made it. The broken arrow, the Falcon Arrow throw that Priest does off the ladder. Knight really should have won this, even though I'm not upset that Priest won. I really wish LA Knight, had won. I really hope that they actually have LA Knight beat Theory for the U.S. Championship, capitalize on his, organic face turn. The thing is he didn't turn face, the crowd turned him face. The crowd wasn't very happy the Priest won. And they were pretty happy when the next match happened, even if they were confused. Rousey and Baylor against Liv and Raquel. Women's Tag Team Championship match. And Liv, dressed like a Spice Girl in the Union Jack without pants. Stop thinking about it, Kier. I know you're thinking about it. You goddamn stop it and get some help. All of us were just perfectly innocent. Here you are thinking about Liv without pants. I was not being perverted watching this match. And if you believe that, then you are certainly new to this channel. This was quick. Liv got tag team. Raquel did some power moves. And then the clutch was locked on. And then for some reason, and I mean, maybe it's just because I was just totally tired, but I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, Shayna suddenly pulls a Ric Flair at Halloween Havoc 1995, now coming out in slacks and attacking her tag partner. Says, oh, Ronda, boom, I'm just going to attack you and beat you down. And everybody's confused. They popped, but they were confused. And then, Oblivion on Ronda, 1, 2, 3. Is Ronda leaving? Is Shayna leaving? Did they just give up on the fact that this tag team could have meant something? Is Ronda hurt? I have no goddamn idea. I'm so confused. It was a shocking moment. I'm not upset that Liv is a tag team champion again. This seemed sudden. This seemed odd. It was what it was, and the crowd popped. I mean, I'm always happy to see Rousey laying down and taking a pin because, quite frankly, this second run has been a disaster. But nevertheless, SummerSlam in Detroit with cars. In trucks. Kayla interviews Priest. I think she wants to go south of heaven. Kayla looked great, by the way. Always looks great. Priest speaking Spanish and English. There is a certain individual that I only know on Twitter, and unfortunately Twitter's kind of broken. If you happen to see this individual, stop thinking about it. Get some help. It's not here, by the way. It's not here. It's a woman. One of my very good lady friends. Gunther with Imperium took on Riddle. And what I liked was the minimalist ramp area. You know, not the ramp at the entranceway and everything. Kind of like what they did with Backlash, where it was limited screen stuff. So they allowed for more people. It felt more old school, like Backlash did. Intercontinental Championship match. And look, Riddle can work. Riddle looks goofy. I mean, really goofy. His gear is off-putting. His hair's off-putting. And while he can do moves, I've given up on Riddle. I mean, I gave up on Riddle a couple years ago. Just, he's weird. He's out there. And he's an idiot. I mean, he's proven himself to be an idiot. I don't care how you get down outside of wrestling. The guy hasn't proven himself to exactly be the best guy. Nevertheless, arm focus by Riddle, which is smart. Take away the chop. But Gunther says, no, I'm going to chop you anyway. And then he targets the taped ankle. Gunther targets the taped ankle of Riddle. And this was good stuff. There was a leg vice, some chops, a nice lariat. Riddle kept firing back. Got the senton, the floating bro that he does. He got hit with a sleeper and then a chop. And then a splash got countered into a triangle, which was nice. There was some good action here. And then the powerbomb, and then the crab, and then he wrenches the ankle and chops the ankle. I've never seen that before. Just boom, boom, hitting the foot. And then he gets a leg vice and on the ankle and gets the victory. Good. Riddle lost. And then suddenly, here is McIntyre to a huge pop. Good Lord. He headbutts and lays Gunther out with the Claymore. Here's what you do. You don't do it at SummerSlam. I'll tell you why you don't do it at SummerSlam. Payback is September 2nd. Gunther is, as of this event, 69 days, nice, away from breaking the record. Meaning the payback is in 70 days. 70 days. Have Imperium interfere. Interferium, as it were. Well, you're interfering with our good time. Oh, that cured my canker sores. God, if you guys get that, I will be amazed. But Imperium cost Drew the match. Drew wins by DQ. And then what you do, you push it to payback. Drew gets his payback, takes out Imperium. Imperium can't be at ringside. They do this during Raw. Gunther finally loses to Drew at payback. Gunther breaks the record, which needs to happen. At this point, if Gunther was 4 or 5 months away, just give Drew the record. Or just give Drew the title, because they weren't going to stretch it out that far. They're this close. Do that. Gunther gets the record, breaks the record. A deserving wrestler actually is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion ever, and Drew gets his moment. Drew can dominate as Intercontinental Champion all the way to Mania, all the way through Mania to the next SummerSlam. Give it to him for almost a year. Let him do shit. That would be something cool. Tell me that's not a good idea. So I expect them to have Drew beat Gunther at SummerSlam, nullifying Gunther's entire reign. So Drew, he was motivated. That was cool to see. Dominic with Rhea versus Cody Rhodes. Jesus Christ, Rhea is what I noted. They sing along to Cody's theme. They know all the words. The crowd was into this. And Cody won. I didn't have anything to say about this. I mean, I'm sorry. Dominic is not very good in the ring. I mean, he's not supposed to be. Rhea was the one that kept distracting. I was worried Brandy was going to show up. God forbid that would have ruined this. But Cody won. That's all I got to say about that. Wap-a-doo-ba-ba-ba-ba. John Cena sucks. Except they were saying, you can't, except they were singing along to a song. I mean, there might have been some people saying John Cena sucks. There's a lot of crowd noise in this. Huge pop for John Cena. He is not the greatest of all time, Michael Cole. He is one of the greatest of modern times, perhaps, at least in WWE, but the greatest of all time, please. I'm not discounting Cena's ability in the ring, what he's done for the company and such. Thank you, Cena chants. He puts over the crowd. He mentions, the UK crowd, this is the first premium live event in London in so long. What about WrestleMania? 41? 2025 in London? It'd be a choice. I'd have to take both those days off from work, which I might inevitably do. I mean, provided that the world is not a wasteland by that point. But, boy, they just were on fire. And then Grayson Waller shows up to some booze and then a lot of booze. And then he got shut the fuck up chance. He was just, I love all your movies, especially the Scooby-Doo animated, the Scooby-Doo WrestleMania one or whatever they did. Waller knocking the crowd and everything, saying, you guys don't deserve WrestleMania. Australia deserves WrestleMania. Australian WrestleMania. Australamania. I'll work on that. That would be interesting. I'd like to see a live pay-per-view from Australia, even though that would be a very strange time, and it would be on at the weirdest time. But he says, Cena, I want to help you. I want to help me help you. Be on the Grayson Waller effect. And then, the Australian WrestleMania and everything. And then he says, no, I don't want to do that. And then Waller clubs him a few times. And then goes for a big move and then gets hit with the AA, and that's it. And John Cena leaves standing tall. Waller gets a moment. They could do that match at SummerSlam. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But the Theory Cena match wasn't exactly all that great. And Grayson Waller beating Cena at this point, even if his schedule allows it, Cena has admitted he can't really do this much anymore. He definitely can't do it full time. This was fine for what it was. And then Io and Zelina and Becky and Bayley and Trish and Zoe had a women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And naturally, Becky, Zoe, and Trish were going to go at it. Zelina was kind of the odd person out. And Bayley and Io, my God, would Damage Control stay together? Jesus Christ, also, Io, strangle me with your legs, please. I'm not going to say the rest. Let's just say Famke Johnson and GoldenEye. Io could do that to me, and I'd thank her for it. I mean, I would try, but I'd be dead. GoldenEye was great. Check that out. So, I mean, Trish was the second oldest person in this match, and I don't really care if anybody is bothered by this, but Zoe was around when the Black Plague, swept over Europe or whatever. She was one of the original plague doctors. She saw the London Bridge being built. She was there when the first piece of material was put down there, and then it was falling down, and then she saw the original My Fair Lady. I mean, God damn it. I mean, Zoe was there for the first Toll of Big Ben. I'm done. I'm totally done. I did like how Becky was in Rogue gear. She looked great. Jump start in the aisle. Bayley, hoo-ha. Want to know, will you be my girl? And then Zelina was pinned under her child. Somebody called Child Protective Services. I'll stop making short jokes about her one day. And then Zoe attacking Io on the way to stop Japanese imperialism like she did before. Okay, I lied. I'm not done with the jokes. And all these crashes and all these moves in a match that nobody is genuinely going to remember much of by tomorrow. And that goes for the men's, too. These spots all blend together. Io got some big pops at a moonsault off the ladder. Becky and Trish go at it. Zoe hitting a ladder, a steel ladder or whatever. She was there when she saw John Henry, the steel driving man, try to compete against, was it a post hole digger? What the heck was it? I forget the whole John Henry thing. He was competing against some machine that was putting train posts in there. What am I on about? So anyway, who throws a shoe? Apparently Zelina, or it's a flip-flop, whatever it's called. Conch shell? I think that's it. She hits a code red onto Zoe, onto a ladder. Why? It was stupid when Balor and Andrade, Olio did it. Well, Andrade did somebody. I think it was Balor. That was dumb. And it's dumb here. Bayley stops Io, and oh my god, Io's going to help Bayley win still by stopping Becky. And then Bayley and Becky are going, and then Io handcuffs him. Could you use the handcuffs on me next? I don't have issues. You have issues. She knows that Becky and Bayley wanted to be part of cuffing season. I know that's not what cuffing season means. I'm old and white. Forgive me. And Io tops Bayley and then climbs over her while she watches two cuffed women that she cuffed, and then she dominates and, is just standing on top of these two cuffed women. Yeah, only I could turn a women's ladder match with a bunch of bumps dirty. It's what I do. Io is the Money in the Bank winner. That's good. Good stuff. And then we get, so Io winning was cool. Priest, I want to see where they go with it, but I don't know. Seth and Balor world title match. Balor targeted the ribs. The crowd popped big for Rollins. Whoa. The match was kind of rushed, though. It was only 12 and a half minutes. Priest shows up with the case. Cash it in, they're chanting. And then Balor stomps from the announcer's table and from the steps. Looks like he's about to get the victory, and then Priest stands up. And Balor, even though Priest is over there and can't really get to him, it's like, that lad is standing up and he's in my group. Why is he distracting me? Oh, let me jump up and, I got hit with the stomp. 1, 2, 3. So no cash in. Owens and Zayn are in the skybox. Here's Kayla. I would like to be in her... Anyway, moving on. About the main event. That's what this whole thing was. God, Kayla looked great. The packages and entrances for this took 15 minutes. And then we get the Usos versus their brothers Solo and Roman Reigns. The Bloodline, Civil War, the Bloodline explodes. I don't have a budget to explode stuff. I'm sorry. But the Bloodline, Civil War, the big battle. What's gonna happen? And the crowd was into us. If you hate Roman, stand up. If you hate Roman, stand up. Like, that is different. I've never heard that one. That was good. The UK are very creative with their chants. And then Roman's like petulant child. England's the war. England's, it's stupid. England's the dumbest place on earth. It's the dumbest place ever. Big meanie heads. It was great. It's just great. And then they built well to the hot tag. Jay went off, hit some dives. And then we got a double Uso spear. Solo broke that up. So we were getting some good near falls. And I'm like, okay, eventually it's going to lead to Solo probably taking the pin. They don't get their hands on Roman. That's what I said at the beginning of this match. Roman then sold those kicks like goddamn crazy. It was great. A guillotine. Jimmy staying alive. Ha, 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 ha. Staying alive. I don't think some of the Bee Gees are alive anymore. And then the ref bump. Poor Rudy Charles is down. Charles is down. Thank you, Renee Goulet. And then the 1D, but there's no ref. And then, Solo lays out both his brothers, and now they're being stacked. And the cousin is topping his two cousins. 1, 2, kick out. Okay. They're going to really build this up before deflating the people. The missed splash outside were, oh, Solo hit the monitor. Oh, that looked bad. I saw it too. Like, I slow-mo, like, oh. Fortunately, Samoans have hard heads. But I gotta say this, though. They did the spot where, Jimmy hit, when Jimmy hit the splash originally, I think it was Jimmy, and it hit the low blow, or Jay hit, Jimmy Jay hit, the low blow that Roman did. Well, this time Jimmy did it to Roman. Now that was good shit. That was good shit. Roman selling it like crazy. Kicks, Solo gets kicked back down, kicks, splash by Jay, 1, 2, 3. What? Roman got pinned? Oh, okay. Jay's going to die at SummerSlam. He is going to get absolutely eviscerated. We're going to have more cousin-on-cousin violent action, the likes of which we haven't seen since that one family reunion in Alabama. But for now, the Usos can celebrate. They can celebrate in a throbbing adulation. Man, that crowd was great. That was very shocking to see that Solo didn't take the pin. Roman Reigns did. Proving that Roman wanted to get this over. He's like, okay, you're my family, you're pinning me. What? Okay. All right. And it's proof you build something up, it actually could work. So, that's it for Money in the Bank. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ricklin. I'll see you soon.